Welcome back to another overtime episode of This Is Josh. And this episode, I want to talk about Kevin Hart. Everybody's talking about this. If you were under a rock, essentially, Kevin Hart was tapped to be the host for this year's Oscars. And as happens with a lot of people, people on the internet get to Googling and pull shit up on somebody and fuck their day up real nice. They pulled some tweets on Mr. Hart. And I mean, some of them, it's like some of the ones that in just preparing to record this that I Googled, there's one, okay, I'm just not waking up and I'm in a good mood, so I think I'm going to go to the gym and get big. No homo, LOL. I mean, what, getting big? No homo. Is it? Yes, okay, that's kind of stupid. It's a little lame, but whatever. I don't think that no homo was earned, but, you know, there it is. And then another one, LMAO at all the women asking me where the pic is. I'm not passing along a pic of another naked man that will make me gay by association. I mean, all right. Yeah, that's fine. You know what? It's not bad. That I just shrug at that shit. But of course, the one people are upset about is this one. Yo, if my son comes home and tries to play with my daughter's dollhouse, I'm going to break it over his head and say in my voice, "Stop, that's gay." If I were to have read this in 2011, I would have fucking chuckled at it and been like, ugh, could have done better with the gay joke, pal. And then moved on. Like, oh, okay, abuse against your child because he's gay. Try harder. You can come up with a better gay joke than that. It's a fucking groaner to me. Seriously, the joke doesn't fucking bother me at all. Do I think Kevin Hart's actually going to beat the shit out of his kid if his kid's gay? I don't think so. I mean, I've read the man's autobiography. It doesn't seem to me like he'd be that type. I don't know. I don't know him personally. But I know he's a comedian, and I know he's going for the laugh. I've said absolutely horrible things to get a fucking laugh because I like making people laugh. And I've said awful things that some people be like, oh, that's in poor taste. It's not funny. You can't make fun of it. You're telling me that some of you people out there have never done a really awful Asian pulled eye to the side. Oh, I'm so sorry. You telling me you never did that to try to get your friends laugh? Never? You never did that? You never made a retard? You never did that? To make your friends laugh? Seriously. So everyone out there is Christ-like. And everyone's fucking innocent. But the black comedian who made a fucking series of gay jokes 10 years ago, he's a monster. Okay. And now Kevin Hart goes on Ellen. He's friends with Ellen. Ellen's like, you're not homophobic. We're friends. And Kevin Hart says all this. He's like, I don't have a homophobic hope. I can't even say the fucking word. Kevin Hart says, I don't have a homophobic bone in my body. So, and he's like, I moved past those jokes. People said they were offensive. I understood. I stopped doing them. Kevin Hart stopped doing the jokes. And if you look after that point, because he got lambasted back then for doing those jokes, there's nothing. He stopped doing them. He went and did other comedy. He went and did other things, made other things funny because it offended people. And so now he has said publicly, he's like, well, I apologize for that. And I dealt with that in the past. Now, people have gone back and looked for the apology. They couldn't find it. And so now they're holding him up by his ball sack because he didn't apologize in the past. He said he did. He said he addressed it. They found the Rolling Stone article where he called people. He said, well, people are more sensitive nowadays. All right. I get it. It's not a formal apology. He did formally apologize. on Twitter. He didn't do the Oscars because he knew that was going to pull focus. It was all going to be about him saying some shit on Twitter. And so he didn't do the Oscars. He did a full apology. He came on Ellen. He stated his case. And I believe him. Now, you can have doubt. My partner, he's got doubt. He's like, well, I don't know if Kevin Hart, like, does he really think that or what? And people, that is your right to have that doubt. I mean, the man in public said, but this idea of people getting bent out of shape, you got Don Lemon. Now, he's openly gay. He's obviously black. Obviously black, openly gay on CNN. And he does the comparison of Kevin said he dealt with it in the past. He said he apologized in the past. And then we did the research. And if you can find something, let us know. He does all this. He does the back and forth comparison, right? For fair and balanced journalism. But if you take a moment to think about this, Kevin Hart stopped doing the jokes. He stopped doing them because he already had his ass hung out in the media and he already had to tap dance for it. And he pulled that material. Now, to me, actions are bigger than words. Because you get other celebrities who come out, they say wild shit, they say crazy shit, and then it's, oh, I'm sorry I said, and I have drunk, I'm sorry I said the word nigger. I mean, oh, the N-word. Come on, really? Seriously? You get some bullshit apology. He pulled the material and moved forward and seems to have grown since then and learned some shit. Now, again, I'm not like a Kevin Hart super fan. I think the things that he's done that's funny. I really, truly enjoyed his book. I respect the man. I respect a man that can pull himself up from where he came from and in a household that he grew up in with a mother that he had. I respect that. And that he's built an empire for himself. And the man's black, and so am I. And I want to see black people thrive. I love seeing black people thrive. Now, white people and all the rest of y'all, that's not saying I don't want to see y'all do well. Either go get yours too. But I'm black, so I root for my team a little bit over, like everyone else does. And so I don't want to see him get torn down for this. Not by blacks, not by other gay people. I just don't want to see him torn down. And I don't want Kevin Hart as a champion for the gays. Kevin Hart dealt with this situation. He listened to the people and he made a change and apologized for it now, today, in 2019. So I can move on. But there are other people saying, well, no, we can't move on and the discussion has to go forward. Well, what discussion? D.L. Hughley came out and said, I wouldn't fucking apologize. I wouldn't have apologized for nothing. I wouldn't apologize for it. I would have kept telling the jokes. I would have kept going. And do you understand why? He would, because it's his right to do so. And D.L. Hughley said, I don't want gay people to be, he's like, I defend the right for gay people to be treated equitably along with everyone else. He's like, but I hold the right to say shit. And he's like, the reason why I champion that right for people to say things is because I want to say some shit. And that's exactly right. I can't say something about white people. I'm going to go after, sorry, white people, I'm just going to go after you because I'm black. And so there's a natural, I can't say some shit about, oh, that honky motherfucker. I can't say that. But somebody else can say, oh, well, black people and fucking fried chicken and watermelon and, or, I'm fat. People make fat jokes all day long. For the number of fat jokes that have been thrown at me, I defend people's right to, go ahead. Call me a fat no-neck motherfucker. People have done it on YouTube. Every video, oh, nigga, you ain't got no neck. All right, fine. I get you. That's cool, man. We're allowed to say shit. What we're not allowed to do is put hands on each other. You know, you can say all the shit you want, racist white people, about black people, but when you start in with your rallies and attacking us and shit, that's where the problem is. Voice your opinion and stay the fuck away. He's apologized. He understood where the problem was and why people didn't like it. But I champion his right to make more gay jokes. I champion anybody's right to make gay jokes. My partner, let me let you in on some shit. Being a gay black man, my partner and I watch RuPaul's Drag Race. Okay, I know, shocking. Gay men watching Drag Race? Say it ain't so. We do. We watch fucking Drag Race. Okay, and there have been a couple of people who have in the drag scene who have actually become trans or come out as trans or whatever trans. We've talked shit about, we have said things that people, if we had been recorded, people would be like, that's fucking awful. How could you say that about a trans person? Why not? It's just our fucked up opinion. So this particular drag queen is coming down the fucking runway, half clothed, and is giving me girl face and boy body. That's fucking not, no, boo. No, that's not a knock on trans people. That's a knock on this fucking queen right here, who to me is not doing it right. But it's my fucking opinion. It's my fucking opinion. Do I want trans people to be beaten? Hell the fuck no. Do I have anything against trans people? No. I want to be able to say shit. We have the right to say that shit. I 100% agree with D.L. Hughley. Kevin Hart took the high road. He changed the material that he did. He changed his thinking. He was like, okay, people find that offensive. I'm not going to do it. Other comics would have been like, fuck you. Patrice ONeal, that big black motherfucker, you would have never told him. If you don't know who Patrice ONeal is, stop listening to my fat ass talk and go YouTube that funny motherfucker. That man, there are plenty of celebrities who have died. Patrice ONeal should not have been one of them. There are plenty of motherfuckers that are still alive that I would happily, if I had the power, swap for Patrice ONeal. Because his take on this whole situation would be priceless. And he's one of the ones, he wouldn't fucking, what? No, I'm going to say what I'm going to say. Y'all can eat shit. Because you know, in your heart of hearts, come on. Everybody has said some shit about another group to make someone laugh. Shit, people have said stuff about another group. Serious in their conviction. Church people. Oh, gays are going to burn in hell. Yeah, all right, thanks, ma'am. They have a right to say it. I have a right to say, well, I hope your fucking invisible deity brings you peace. Your fucking make-believe bullshit. I hope your fucking slave religion works well for you. Christianity is a slave religion for black people. Next subject. Now, I have the right to say that. Now, who's pissed now? Who's mad? I know some of you are seething. How dare you? Why, the good book says. Yeah, I know what it says. It says a lot of things, doesn't it? You shave that beard? You shave that beard down? Sinner. You touch yourself at night? When you know what I'm talking about. When you're laying in bed, right? And you think your old lady next to you think she's asleep. She's you're like, baby. Leave me alone. I gotta go to fucking. I gotta work tomorrow. And you are boned up, aren't you, pal? You're just laying there and you got a fucking rager. And this old bitch next to you ain't she's not doing nothing. You're not getting no tuggy wuggy. You're not getting no lippy whippy. You ain't getting shit. And she. And so you roll over and pull out your fucking iPhone and you tune to some old Korean porn. Oh, so big. And you beat that dick. It's a sin. You're sinning. And you spill your sin seed all over your fucking mattress. Now, who's mad now? Did I make you forget about Kevin Hart? Good. Be mad at me, the nothing nobody. Let Kevin Hart have his fucking career, would you please? And tell Don Lemon to cool it with the fucking... I'm standing up... You, Ellen's a white woman and I'm black. I'm a black... Don Lemon... Does he know what my plight is? I'm sorry, I live in Los Angeles and I'm broke. Do you know anything about that? I don't want people to be forced to be a champion for the gay community or a champion for the black community or a champion for... Name any other community you choose. You cannot force someone to come to the table by using blackmail of something they did in the past. Oh, you fucked up back there. So guess what? Now you gotta come out and bang for this for the rest of your life. Where does it stop? Kevin Hart took the gay material out of his... He completely removed the offensive gay shit out of his repertoire of comedy. Again, other comedians wouldn't have. D.L. Hughley, first and foremost, he was like, fuck that, I wouldn't apologize. Nothing. Kevin Hart wants to move on, and you're saying, no, the conversation needs to continue. What conversation? The conversation about gay rights and things? Yeah, that needs to continue. But we don't need to continue it with what Kevin Hart did in conjunction with it. He's properly apologized for it. What more do you want from that? That act alone of taking that material out, that's being slept on, and I don't think that act in and of itself is being talked about enough. The fact that he pulled the material out of his act, to me, that speaks volumes. To me, that's, I'm hearing you. I heard you. And I'm going to pull that back. I'm going to refrain from doing that material on stage, in Twitter, wherever, in the public eye. I'm going to refrain from doing that. There's the olive branch. And to me, we can keep this shit pushing. I really hope that the Kevin Hart conversation juxtaposed with the gay community, I hope it comes to a close, because all I see with it continuing is this notion of you can't say that. And that leads us down a really fucking dark road. But that's my 2 cents. That's my opinion. And I got the right to fucking say it. And you got the right to disagree.